Hello, welcome. I hope you're having a good, safe weekend, especially those of y'all that got caught in the winter storm. Today we get to go back to some Drumeo stuff. We have one sight reading challenge to catch up on, and then we'll be up to date on that. And then we're going to do some Drumeo method stuff. We haven't got to do that in a little while. So, yeah, that's exciting. Let's go.
All right, welcome back, everyone. We are almost at the end of this course. From here on out, we're just going to talk about a few new concepts that maybe aren't too challenging to add in, but which are very common that you see in a lot of song transcriptions. But really, we're just going to get a lot of practice sight reading from here on out. So I hope you're ready. Before we get there, let's review the challenge from the previous video. So grab your sticks. Let's see how you did. 1, 2, 3, and... All right, so how'd you do with that one? So that one uses what I would call a fairly standard groove, just 1, 2, and 4. But then we have this kind of unusual accent pattern come in. We have an accent on beat 1, and then another big accent on beat 4. And I guess I shouldn't call that an unusual pattern, but it requires us as drummers to kind of flip our brain, because that second accent actually lands where our snare normally would. So everything up to this point, all of our big accents have almost always landed where our kick would. So it kind of changes up the options, or kind of changes up the fills that we might play in between those. So hope you're able to hang a little bit of a different option there for you, right? All right, so let's bring in 2 new things that we're going to talk about today before we actually sight read 2 full songs. So the first one is going to look like this in the sheet music. So if you see something like this, all this means, this is what we call a multi-bar rest. And that just means we're going to rest for the number of bars that's written above there. So in this case, this song that we're about to sight read, the intro starts with 4 bars, and we're not going to play anything. So just a little tip, if you've never done anything like this, when I count multi-bar rest, I always like to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4. Every bar, you can count which bar you're in, right? It's a good way to keep track, especially if you have 8 bars or 16 or even like 100 bars of rest, right? Very common thing we see in a lot of songs. One other thing, before we read this song, this is going to have a new section in it. So far, we've talked about song forms. We've talked about intro, verse, chorus, bridges or breakdowns. We've talked about double choruses. This song is actually going to use a section called a pre-chorus. Very simple, very common in a lot of music. It's just a section that comes, as you might imagine, right before a chorus. So when you see that in the sheet music, don't let that surprise you. We're going to have a new section in the form of this song today, right? So grab your sticks. We're going to start with 4 bars. We're not going to play anything. Good luck. Let's do some sight reading, and I'll see you at the end. 1, 2, 3, and 1. Second bar. Third bar. 4, 2. right, there you go. So that track is called Coming Into View. It's some great practice watching out for those multi-bar rest, especially that one after the first chorus, right? You don't want that to catch you by surprise. And then we had some pre-choruses in there, right? So you can hear how those kind of build from the verse to the chorus. And that's very common. You're going to see those in tons of songs. So let's end today's video with a challenge. We are going to sight read another full song. This song is called Paper Heart. So grab your sticks. Good luck. I'm not going to give you any kind of hint on this one, but I will see you in the next video and we'll see how you did. Good luck. Have fun. Ready? 1, 2, 3, and... And...
Who are you taking all the glow? Why are you waiting all alone?
Why don't we have a metronome? No metronome? No metronome?
Have fun. Ready? 1, 2, 3, and...
Who are you taking all the glow? Why are you waiting all alone? I feel a shiver in my bones, in a way I can't get the feeling to go. How come you wait so long? I've been
Well, that challenge was definitely a little challenging. I feel like there were tempo changes in it, but I don't know if that was my imagination or not. Definitely, I do feel like I'm improving though. I mean, the music itself is fairly simple, and learning it wouldn't be that hard, but reading it on the fly like that is a lot harder. It's way, way harder. It's like the difference between having time to analyze a paragraph or a sentence before you say it out loud and having to read as you go. And then you get to a word that you don't know how to pronounce, and you just have to try to pronounce it. Go away. I guess we need to do disco fills, and then we can do ear training.
Welcome back, everybody. Now that we've got these disco grooves happening, it's time to work on some disco fills that are going to work incredibly well with the grooves that we've already learned. Keep in mind that every one of the grooves that we're going to cover in this section can be used in virtually any other style. These are not specifically disco, they're just going to work great in the disco genre. You can use these in rock and pop and everywhere else. The first one is really a variation of what we did with the modern country fills. In the modern country fills, we use this one. But what we're going to do with this one is replace the with a flam on beat 4. Let's play this one with a slow click. Now that we've got that happening, let's play that with our loop. Our second fill is going to be a syncopated rhythm on beat 4. It's going to go 4E, a 1. I'm playing right, left, left, right. That really helps me play the syncopation and get to my strong hand. So it's going to be. Let's play that with our slow click track. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now that we've got that happening, let's play it with our faster loop. Our third fill is actually going to bring us to the tom on the and of 3. So it's going to be 1 and 2 and 3. So we're going to come off of the hi-hat. Let's play that one with our slow click track. 1, 2, 3, 4. That with our faster loop. more 16ths to it to help propel us into the next section. So on fill number 4 of this section, it's going to go and a 4E and a 1. So that's 1, 2, 3. So what we're going to do is voice it around the drums like this. Bringing that left hand up to the tom, which, as you're seeing now, is a pretty common thing for me. Within the context of the groove, that's let's play that with a slower click track. 1, 2, 3, 4. Play that with our faster loop. Our final fill of this section is actually going to start on beat 3, and it's going to be this. So what that is I'm playing 3, E, and a 4, and a 1. So that's going to be snare and bass drum on 3, and then it's going to be E, and 4, and a 1. In context, it's going to go like this. Let's try that with our slow click track. Finally, let's do this one with our loop. All right. Your assignment for this lesson is to learn all 5 of these disco fills. Get really comfortable with them, mix and match them with the disco grooves that we have learned. I want you to practice them with the click track and the loop as well. Just remember, you can slow the loop down to whatever tempo and even speed it up if you'd like. That's one of the really great features of the Drumeo method, so take advantage of it. With that, you are now ready to move on to the ears section of level 3. Congratulations. I'll see you at the end of level 3, where we take all the grooves and fills that we worked on and apply them to the tracks. See you there.
And now we get to a fun and difficult segment. Basically, Simon Says, I think. I love doing Simon Says, but it can be hard.
Hi, Dom here again, level 3.
Oh,
this
it's
is
Don.
exciting.
We like
what
Don.
you had
He's
now,
cool.
Jared played level 1. Simon Says, Dave played level 2. Simon Says, I'm here for you for level 3. And Simon Says, the excitement about this here is I'm going to play 16th notes with some different accent patterns at 80 BPM, or as we say, MM, metronome marking is at 80. And what Simon Says, I'm going to play straight 16th notes. I'm going to start this with 16th notes, and as I'm playing this, I'll then play a measure of an accented pattern. You will repeat that pattern back. I will continue playing the 16th notes under you playing the answer. I'll play the call, you can play the answer. Hence, Simon Says. So with this now, as I play this, feel the accents where they are. If you're not getting it right away, that's all right. Continue with it, and let's do this for 5 minutes. Let's have some fun with it. Let's start. We're going to start the clock and get this going so you can feel the fact that we're playing these 16th notes 5 minutes. Hang on, here we go. I love the way Jared and Dave did this here. This is fantastic. Let's try it. Here we go. Here. So I'm going to play 16th notes with some different accent patterns at 80 BPM, or as we say, MM, metronome marking is at 80. And what Simon Says, I'm going to play straight 16th notes. I'm going to start this with 16th measure of an accented pattern. You will repeat that pattern back. I will continue playing the 16th notes under you playing the answer. I'll play the call, you can play the answer. Hence, Simon Says. So with this now, as I play this, feel the accents where they are. If you're not getting it right away, that's all right. Continue with it, and let's do this for 5 minutes. Let's have some fun with it. Let's start. We're going to start the clock and get this going so you can feel the fact that we're playing these 16th notes. 5 minutes. Hang on, here we go. I love the way Jared and Dave did this here. This is fantastic. Let's try it. fantastic that you've kept up with this. Now, the assignment is to go over this and go over it and go over it. If you want to push it faster, but listen to where the accents are.
Oh my God, that is so incredibly difficult. Oh my God. That is so hard. That is so hard. I'm going to have to do this more on my own. That was really, really hard.
Ear train. This really is a matter of Simon Says accent to you repeating that. This is absolutely fantastic. A closing comment, keep this going. You're really developing a skill of being able to hear the accents and having your own ability with all these different movements of your hands and accents. This is fantastic. Keep it going, and I'll see you again at one of the lessons. Thanks so much.
Let's see how long the next one is. 4.5 minutes. Yeah, we can do that one.
Hi, Dom here. This is exciting. Jared had showed you Developing Your Sense of Time 101, and it was fantastic. It was helpful to me also. I'm now going to talk about Developing Your Sense of Time 102. I call this the time test. Why I call this the time test is because I wanted to have my time tested. I wanted to have a better feel for how I understood time. And there are 15 different variations of these 16th notes. So I'm going to clap through all 15 different variations, and I'm going to tell you that you can practice this on the snare drum, on your tom-toms, on your cymbals. We're going to clap it right now, just so you get this sense of time. The understanding of time is extremely important. We are drummers. We have to take ownership of time. When you're playing in a band, you are the heartbeat. You are the time machine. You are who everyone is leaning on for that sense of time. So the better you understand your sense of time, the more control you're going to have when you're playing with musicians. And even when you're playing to play along tracks, you're going to have an understanding of where time is. So this is what I call the time test. Let me explain how these partials or these elements of 16th notes will help out. All of these 15 different combinations are different variations that you've already used. When you're playing 8th notes or quarter notes or 16th notes, all of this is a part of what you've already been using in these different levels. And what I did with this was to combine all these different rhythms and patterns from these 16th notes, these 15 variations, and allow you to understand them better so you are more familiar with each of them in their variation. So as I'm clapping, and you're clapping with me, we're going to just start with quarter notes, then we're going to go to 8th notes, then we're going to go to double the 8th note on one and we're going to go breaking up the 16th notes along the way. And what this will do is this will give you an understanding of where that 16th note falls inside the quarter note pulse. This was really helpful to me, and I use this with all of my students. Let's just try this, and as you get into it, you'll sense what I'm saying. One more thing now. What you're going to hear, you're going to hear 16th notes in the time, but you're going to hear that quarter note pulse. So the quarter note pulse will be one sound, and the 16th notes will go along. This is going to help you out. It's going to help us all out to understand more of what time is and how we can test ourselves with time. Let's give it a shot. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a 1 E and a 3 and 4 E and a 1 E 2 E 3 E 4 E 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 E and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 E and a 2 a 3 E and a 4 E a 1 E and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Get a feel for when you're playing and get to know exactly where each of these notes falls into place. That's when you take ownership of your time. Assignment number 1, use the practice tool below and play each variation. You'll hear 16th notes being played, but you should only play the variations we went through without playing all of the 16th notes. Challenge yourself. Assignment 2, Use the practice tool to play each variation against the quarter note. This click is fantastic because it's going to be challenging without hearing all the 16th notes being played. For an added challenge, you can also play your bass drum or hi-hat foot on quarter notes to even further develop your sense of time. This is huge, it's exciting, it's a challenge. I love a challenge because that means it's growth, and the more growth there is, the more fun that brings me to the drum set. You have done fantastic. I'll see you real soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Looks like I'm getting crazy dropped frames right now, and I'm trying to figure out what's going on and how to fix it. When I say crazy drop frames, I do mean crazy. Like over half. What the heck is going on? Let's see if this does anything. Playing around with the bitrate settings a little bit. But it's not looking good, I gotta say. I might be ending stream early because of the dropped frames. That's not good for anybody. It's really, really annoying, though, I'll tell you what. Does raising the bitrate help at all? Does the bitrate have anything to do with it? I don't even know. Let's try dropping the bitrate down to 6,000. See if that helps. I had it at 7,000 when I started here. It doesn't really seem to matter, though. All right. Yeah, I guess stream's over for today. Hopefully come back on Wednesday, and it'll be